Hey guys, this is MedzOnTIB and welcome to Whalesong Storages 101, otherwise known as episode 6 of the TFD series. Now the reason why I didn't separate these two things into two separate videos and put them into one instead is because they are they don't really need much explaining. So having storages by itself and Whales by itself as a separate video would just make it more inconvenient to watch another video for something that is small about the game. So anyways, we are going to explain these things, what they do, things you need to look out for, and what you should get for PvP, farming, etc. Similar to the way we did for weapons in the last video. So, just like we had the weapons chart, you also have the new armor chart, because new hulls have come out as well. Now you see the ones with the blue column, with the blue rows. They're the ones that have already been, well, not already been out. They were the ones that were here before, and the ones in white are the new added ones. If you are an older player and not a new one, then you would know about this update. If not, then don't worry. So let's have a look at what these hulls exactly do. Now, the first ones that were in the game are titanium, composite, and carbide. And you'll notice that now all these, like pirate hulls, they all have something called damage in, but you'll notice it's a minus. So it's actually a damage reduction to when someone attacks you. So basically, what that means is, if you had a damage reduction of -2% and someone or an NPC would have normally hit you with 100, they would take 2% away from that, so they would hit you 98 instead. And the next thing here is grapple resist, which is something none of the other hulls have. If you do like a little bit of grapple resist, try to make sure that you don't get grappled by other people, or for some other similar reason, then you'd probably want to get one of these pirate hulls. Now, there's another thing to point out about this section of hulls, not so much with the rift. You'll notice that in each trio of hulls, there is one kind of hull that has that shows negative speed or makes you faster, one kind of hull that doesn't do anything, and one kind of hull that actually decreases your speed or increases the cooldown you have to wait between jumps. So you can see that here, here, and here. Those ones, the diamond Xpreen, I think that's a spelling mistake, but I'm not sure. And titanium hulls, all of these, they make your ship faster by decreasing the time you need to wait between jumps by, as you can see here, minus rank times 250 milliseconds. Now, the unique thing about hulls is that they actually have bonuses which are not affected by rarities as such. So, if you remember from the last video, all of the bonuses that each weapon had, they were all reliant on the rarity and not the rank at all. But here it's actually a different story. You notice here it says minus rank times 250. So if I had a titanium hull 1, then what this would mean is that I would be moving at a rate where I only have to wait a quarter of a second less time than what I usually would. Another example is if you had a titanium X or titanium 10 hull, then this would be minus 2.5, so you'd actually be moving 2.5 seconds faster than you normally would. However, also notice that they tend to have less hull than the ones that slow your ship down. So here you see it says 215 times rank, 210 times rank, 220 times rank. So that's the downside or drawback to it, if you'd like to say. And then the ones that are sort of opposite that are carbide, holocrine, or holocrene, I don't know how you pronounce that, and osmium. Those ones, they add the most hull, as you can see here, 405 times rank, 400 times rank, 410 times rank. However, they actually slow your ship down. So if I had a carbide hull X or 10, then it would actually slow my ship down 2.5 seconds slower than I normally would. So if normally my ship speed was 10 seconds between jumps that I'd have to wait, and then it would be 12.5 instead. Now, if we go on the website and actually compare it, you can see the differences between the different hulls here. So if we go to armor, and then let's compare carbide hull with a titanium hull. So let's go back to armor, titanium, and then let's look at X for simplicity's sake. So, as I said back when I was talking here, you'll see here it says plus 2.5 seconds movement cooldown, so I have to wait 2.5 seconds more between each jump. And with this one, I actually have to wait 2.5 seconds less between each jump. However, it does come at a price with hull, yeah, well, sort of. So you see here the titanium hull X, any of them really. What's it called? Will only add 2,150 hull compared to the 4,050 where the carbide hull adds. So the kind of hull you want will depend on what you want to do. So if you are in a carrier ship and you want everyone to move with you as quickly as you can, in case you don't know what a carrier is, it's a ship that costs 25 million credits, and anyone who follows you moves at the same speed as you, unless you have hyperdrive and they don't. But anyways, people with carrier ships, they always go for the hulls that will speed them up. So chances are they go for titanium X. Actually, I'm just wondering. Oh no, this X Supreme. Okay, I thought I was wrong. Anyways, yeah. If you did have a carrier ship that was slow and you tried to chase someone, then it would be pretty useless. So that's why they always have the fast hulls, so titanium, X Supreme, diamond hulls. And they tend to have other things too, so that they don't get killed. But you don't need to worry about that just yet. So let's go back to the chart and see what the heteroclite hulls mostly have. Now, these also have, another thing to point out, as well as increasing and decreasing the time you need to wait before jumps, they also increase or decrease your evasion. So if we compare these two things, you'll notice that the carbide hull X decreases your evasion by 10, and the titanium hull X will increase your evasion by 5. So that's just one more thing to point out there. Now, looking at heteroclite hulls, you notice they're the only ones with this thing called repair mod. Now, as I said in the other video, repair mod is basically something that allows you to repair your ship better or more efficiently if it is increased in a sense. And you'll notice this one is dependent on rarity and not rank like some of the others. So, if we looked at the... let's see. Let's go for Holocrine. If we look at a Holocrine shield, and let's have a look at another one. Actually, let's compare rarities, really. So if we look at Holocrine shield, you'll notice that a common Holocrine shield, what was I looking for? Oh yeah, will add 7% metal hull repair, or what's called repair mods. Is there a repair mod? Yeah. So, you'll heal your ship 7% more efficiently, but if you had a what am I saying? A Holocrine shield that was ultimate or precursor, you'll see is much more. So here is 42% added, and here is 49% added. If you did have other things that added metal hull repair, it can actually save your metals a lot. So if you had a heteroclite hull, heteroclite weapon, or stuff like that really, then you can save your metals a lot when you're farming or whatever. Not so great for PvP because you're not really meant to heal yourself if you're in a fleet battle or whatever, but you don't need to know about that stuff just yet. So, onto the weird holes. So, is there anything special about weird holes? Yes, there is. You'll notice they have stun resist, and there's splash resist too. They're the only ones with stun resist. So if you don't like getting stunned a lot, and you just want to like, and I know what you'd say really, but if you'd like to have this bonus, then take a weird hole instead. You'll notice, although there are slight differences, the weird holes are actually the ones that give the most hull. So you see the Heteroclite ones, the max you can get is 400 times rank, and then there's the pirate ones, which is 405 times rank, and then you have the osmium ones, which is 410 times rank. Now we have this like strange thing here that says 50 times rank, which are called rift holes. Now you'll notice these actually have quite a wide variety of bonuses which you can choose from, apart from the damage reduction which they all have. And you'll also notice they have added maximum EP to it. Now, apparently these holes are supposed to be really good for PvP. Personally, I've never used one, and I'm not sure I ever will. I like this, to be honest, I like the stats they have. I like the damage reduction, I like the stun and grapple chance, which is why Ajax is actually quite popular. I like crit chance, crit damage, all that. It's just that little, it's just the little hold they have that chases me away a little bit. And no, I just realized it's not damage reduction, it actually adds more damage vulnerability. So let's have a look at that actually. Let's look at the Ajax Gambit. So, Ajax Gambit. So you'll notice here, they actually add what's it called? Damage vulnerability. And the bigger the hole it is, then the more vulnerable you are to attacks. So, yeah, if we look at this XX, you'll notice 39% damage vulnerability. And here, even in Ultimate one, 33% damage vulnerability. So to me that is quite a lot, and that might chase me away a bit from the other bonuses they have, although they do look quite nice. I mean, who wouldn't want 10 stun chance or 12.5 grapple chance? They are nice stats, but it's just this damage vulnerability and the so little hold they have compared to all the others that just chases me away a bit. I don't know. Maybe there will be someone who finds some good use for it, and then maybe everyone will start following them. But until then, I'm staying away from them, and if you're a new player, you should probably too. Now, let's close this and go on to storages. Now, what's the purpose of storage? I think it does sound quite self-explanatory. It is meant to increase the capacity of the number of metals, radioactives, dark matter, organics and gas that you can hold at one time. So if you had a storage one that is common, then it will add +5 to storage capacity, and it will be +15 if it was a common storage 3, and it's basically like 5 times the rank for any of these rarities. But there is one thing that is actually quite unique about storages compared to the other stats. Sorry, not stats, I mean equipment. If you look at the rarities, you'll notice their storage also increases. So, if we look at a common, you see it's +5, and then uncommon is +10, rare is +15, ultra rare +20, and then so on. Now, the reason why it's quite unique is because the rarity doesn't affect what its main purpose is for the hulls and the weapons. So if we go back to look at one of the weapons, like for example the Screamer, and if we look at a hull, say for example Carbide, then you'll notice here with the Screamer or any other weapon, the damage doesn't change at all, no matter what the rarity is. And also, the damage doesn't, the amount of hull you get doesn't get affected by the rarity of the hull you have either. But with storages, it is. And you'll notice it also goes up by 5 according to rarity as well. So if you had a storage and it was a rare, then it would add 10 more capacity compared to if it was a common. So 5 for an uncommon, 10 extra for a rare, 15 for an ultra rare, 20 for a legendary, 25 for a precursor, and 30 for an ultimate. So if you wanted to like up your storage or increase the number of resources you want to hold, then oh, what was I gonna say? Whilst using the same number of equip points. So let's say, for example, I had a storage 3 that was rare, and it could hold it would add 25 resource capacity, and then I wanted to get a storage that was better using the same number of EP. So you'll notice here is 1. Then we can look at the storage 4, which is an ultra rare, and it will add 10 more rather than 5, because I've increased the rank, and I've also increased the rarity. Now, unlike the weapons and the hulls, there isn't such thing as pirate storages or rest storages or anything like that. So storage is storage, and that's just about it. They do have other bonuses as well, which are not dependent on the rank. So if we look at here, you'll notice this storage, which is uncommon, adds 2.5 evasion, and it goes up in 2.5 intervals when going up each rarity. So for an uncommon 2.5, rare 5, and then all the way up to 15 for an ultimate hull. Another bonus they have is some called splash chance, which we've gone over in the previous video when we were talking about weapons. That starts off from ultra rare and then goes up in 2s, so 4, 6, 8, and then from legendary there's another bonus that's added, which is actually hull capacity. So that adds more hull to your ship, so 150, 300, and then all the way up to 450 for the ultimate storages. Now, that's the end of my video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, MedzOnTIB. If you have any questions or would like to comment on anything on the video, also just any other videos that I could do, then please comment underneath the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy tipping.